And if you've watched my videos before, you know that I hate manifestation. And I feel that manifestation is almost a bit sexist. For women, we are told to talk about your feelings, write it down in a journal, manifest, believe, dream, achieve. But I thought I'd just tell you about my story in a way, and how frustrating I think it is that manifestation is pushed onto girls, and it's pushed onto women as an outlet of how to achieve everything. You have to manifest. And let me tell you, I've tried to manifest several things over the years. I've tried to manifest love, I've tried to manifest money, I've tried to manifest happiness, and it simply hasn't worked. And there was one point in my life where I was literally on my hands and knees crying. I was begging to God. I was begging to God to send me someone. I was like, I have been alone for so long. Please send someone. And of course, he didn't. Everyone believed what they believe. But I don't think you should personally put your fate in the hands of the universe. And that is what manifestation tells people. It almost seems to be the female grift. And I've talked before about how, in terms of, there's the female grift online of shaming other women for their choices. But I also think that manifestation has become the second female grift. And I was thinking about this because, I moved into my flat. But what I didn't tell you is that when I moved into my flat, I couldn't afford the rent. I made the decision that I needed to change first, and I needed to move into an area and a flat that I couldn't fully afford. And a lot of people say, that's crazy, you're living beyond your means. But the whole concept is that if you want to be somewhere, you have to almost live that reality before you can fully realise it. So I had to move to this flat. The rent was too expensive, really, but I was like, I've got to move. As you know, money has always been a bit of a contentious issue. I feel like I need more of it. So when I moved to this area. But in the meantime, I was like, you have to sort yourself out financially. You can't just sit there with your fucking vision board and want more money. You have to sort your life out. So ever since lockdown, I made overpayments on my student loan, because obviously in lockdown we weren't doing anything, we weren't going anywhere, I wasn't travelling into work anymore, so I had this extra money. So I knew for me that I wanted to clear my student loan, and it's always been this thing of, once I clear my student loan, then I'm free, then I can travel. So I did it. I spent ages and I managed to clear my financial loan. The reason I did this is because I knew it would give me some extra money each month. And then I could use that extra capital for a greater rent and a larger rent. So that's what I did. And I always had this thing of, I need to clear my student loan and then I can go travelling. I can't leave once I have this debt that's just accruing. So I worked really hard to clear this student loan, get all this money down, and I'm now solvent. And the knock-on effect was that after paying the student loan, then I had more money, and then things become easier with the rent. And a side effect of this was, once I'd obviously paid off the student loan and I was better off financially, then something weird happened, and I wasn't even looking for it, but I got promoted at work. And if I hadn't made that change earlier on and moved whilst I was in a position of lack, I would still be 6 months down the line, still depressed, still making depressing content, because I wouldn't have changed. I needed to change and make the jump before I was financially able to really do it. Even moving into this flat, I was like, this is crazy. I can't afford the rent. Why am I moving? But I knew I needed to move. I knew I needed a bigger flat to make different content, to up my content level. So I needed to get out. And I'm telling you this now because if I can make videos next to a train station with trains going back and forth all the time, you can do what you want to do too. Part of this video is because something came up on my feed and it was this young girl telling people to manifest and how she'd manifested her dream home and her channel had just skyrocketed. And she said that she'd been creating for over 3-4 years and her channel had suddenly picked off. So what I usually do is I click on that person's channel and I go down their videos and I see what their content journey is. And of course she'd wiped away 2 years of her content. So it just looked like she'd quickly made it in 2 years. But that wasn't the full story. She'd hidden her videos. And that's why I will never hide my videos, because I want people to see that it's possible. I started off overweight and chubby. I want people to see that and be motivated. Oh, don't fucking cry. I want to see that and people to be motivated by it. So that's why I keep my older videos. If I'm looking for someone really motivational, I look at someone like David Goggins, who has gone through some shit in his life, because for me that is inspiring that someone has turned their life around. I personally can't take advice off of people that are younger than me. I can't learn anything from a 22-year-old. I have this thing now. If I look at a video of a so-called expert, I go, right, I'm going to go on your channel and see how many videos you've put out. How much content have you put out on the internet? And if they haven't put out at least 100 videos of their own content, of their own ideas and their own thoughts and their own concepts, then I do not listen to a word they say. Because anyone can sit on a podcast and be like, Andrew Tate, Andrew Tate, Andrew Tate, just to get clicks. And like you can hear now, the train's going past, but I just stop recording and then I start again. I don't let that faze me. And we need to stop telling females to manifest and to put all their ideas up to God. Like I say, it's not as if I think these people are bad people. I think on the whole, they are generally good people. We need to stop telling women that you can manifest your way out of this shit. If you just pray to God, God will send you a husband. Because that's not going to work. And I put this flippantly in one of the comments. Someone was like, oh, are you dating? And I just said, I'm letting Jesus take the wheel. And it was kind of like a flippant comment, but at the moment I've had to just forget about falling in love, etc. And I've just had to focus on me again. I've even had to let go of the idea that someone mysterious will randomly just send a DM to me. I've had to even let go of that as well. I've had to let go of the idea that some man is going to approach me, because if I look at the back catalogue of my life, well, that hasn't happened. So what are the chances of it happening now? Probably quite slim. So I've had to really stop with the manifesting, stop with all of this crap basically, and just get on with things